adventurers, my name is Alison Teal and I live here in my home sweet off-the-grid treehouse that my parents and I built by hand. I'm an explorer. I travel the world with my pink surfboard, investigating mysteries, myths, legends, and fairy tales. And I make films about my adventures to educate through entertainment. And along my journey, I've discovered the most important thing to pack on any adventure, or this adventure of life. It's free, it doesn't weigh anything, it's scientifically proven to make us happier, and I believe it can change the world. I made this discovery at a young age as I was raised around the world by adventure photographer, explorer parents. Every day was about getting the shot for companies like National Geographic and Patagonia. And it was intense, literally. I mean, can you imagine being stuck in a tiny tent in the middle of nowhere for your entire childhood with your parents? I was homeschooled, or more like world schooled, in the wildest places on Earth. And then when I was about 6 or 7, we were on a trek through a remote region of northern India when a sadhu, or a wandering holy man, seemed to appear out of nowhere, and he was carrying a huge silver sword. I was so excited. I was pretty friend-starved at this point, so I went rushing up to him and I'm like, "Cool sword." He stared at me with a fierce stare, and all of a sudden I was like, maybe not the best choice of a friend for a play date. Well, then my photographer papa, who is always camera ready, yelled, "Smile!" And as if by habit from years of getting the shot no matter what, I smiled. The sadhu dropped his sword, he pinched my cheeks, he pointed at my dimples, and he giggled. A huge grin spread across his face, and that was it. We were instant friends. What I didn't realize at the time is that in addition to a smile usually being recognized as a kind gesture, a smile can also physically change your brain. Research shows that when you smile, your brain releases neuropeptides and neurotransmitters that can relieve stress, pain, and even depression. And the studies show that a smile is contagious. And I wanted to spread it all over the world. So as soon as I was old enough to ride my own transport, I took up the torch of adventure storytelling, even being honored with the title of the Female Indiana Jones by Time magazine, while on my quest to protect the greatest treasure on Earth, our world waters. I traveled the world with my pink surfboard made out of recycled trash, as it's not only a symbol of protecting our world oceans, but it's also a great smile starter. Now, I'd like to share with you a couple of experiences from my life that I believe validate the science behind the smile. One day, I was on an adventure in the Maldives when I was overwhelmed by the amount of plastic waste on this tiny remote island, and I couldn't help but just start cleaning it up. And then, suddenly, from behind a coconut tree, I saw this little girl watching me. But she seemed really sad, or perhaps just shy. So I flashed her a big smile and motioned, "Do you want to come help me clean up?" And she did not respond or show a hint of a smile. So I just kept cleaning and smiling at her. And after a long while, she came over to me. She picked up a handful of plastic. She put it in my bag and she disappeared. That day would teach me the importance of smiling even when it's not immediately returned. But more on her later, because I had a lot of plastic to clean up. What was I gonna do with it all? I asked around the local village and they said, "Oh, it goes to Trash Island." Trash Island? Where's that? What is that? So I set up my office and hopped on my coconut Wi-Fi to do some research. But I couldn't find much on the internet about Trash Island, so I decided I'd need to investigate it for myself. Now, I'd like to show you a clip from my film of my first few moments arriving on Trash Island. And please take note that a smile might instigate laughter, and laughter is what I've found to be a very effective universal language.
When I arrived at Trash Island, it was a sight to see, and I was surrounded by mountains of burning trash. The odor was horrifically toxic.
Hello!
I approached the first person I could find.
Hello, excuse me?
Hi.
What is your name?
Rajesh.
Oh, Rajesh, Alison. Alison, yeah. I'm from Hawaii. You know surfing?
Yeah.
Like this? With this? Have you surfed before?
No.
Where's the plastic? Recycle.
Cycle.
No, No, not cycle. Like,
It seemed
Is
he
it
didn't
this
have a
way?
clue what I was talking about, but offered to take me to the plastic.
so you work here?
Hi, supervisor.
Supervise.
Yeah.
Whoa, supervisor. Holy moly.
And it turned out it was also his home,
wow.
with quite the front yard.
Yeah.
Holy plastic. All the trash in the Maldives? Come here.
This side.
That's a big job. Big job. Wild, right? A study in the peer-reviewed journal Science Advances, shared by National Geographic, says that only 9% of plastic worldwide is recycled. 8 million metric tons of plastic enter our world oceans every year, and then they're brought by ocean currents to places like Trash Island. According to an analysis by the World Wildlife Fund, humans eat about a credit card's worth of plastic every week. And plastic is also detrimental to life under the sea. Did you know that reefs are the rainforests of the sea and produce 50 to 80% of our oxygen? Plastic is suffocating our reefs. But despite these dismal facts, I choose to approach my films as I do my life, with a sense of humor, because I believe that positivity makes positive change. And I'm humbled and honored to say that my humorous film about a very serious issue and powerful photo series were instrumental in the cleanup of Trash Island and the creation of worldwide conservation and recycling programs. Even the US State Department called and said, how can we be on board to help make more waves of change? And I said, well, it'll begin with a smile. And we dove into creating a Connecting Island Nations youth conservation and surfing program. And one of the first places we went was that island where I first met that little girl. But this time when I arrived, she came running up to me with a coconut and a huge smile. Her name is Ruya. And also there to greet me was her entire school, her family, and even her school principal. It turns out, after we met briefly on the beach that day, she entered a plastic cleanup competition at her school and won by collecting over 20,000 plastic bottles in just a couple months. I was so excited, we had to celebrate. So we had a board meeting and everybody got to learn how to surf. Some of the girls didn't even know how to swim, but they all caught waves with huge smiles. And afterwards, they just kept saying, best day ever, best day ever. I still get choked up thinking about it, and it all began with a smile. The world is pretty coconuts right now, and sometimes I feel that we can drown in this ocean of hopelessness and negativity and fear. But I'm here to tell you that the simple expression of a smile can change that, even if you fake it. Yep, you heard it. Research conducted at multiple universities found that even if you're not feeling smiley, if you fake it, it has the same positive effect on your brain. And when you smile, everybody around you feels better because they are consciously or unconsciously smiling with you. So the next time you pass a stranger or you're having a tough day, try on a smile. Or if you post to social media, post something positive. I love sharing exciting adventures to my social channels every day. And perhaps even right here, right now, we can all smile and create a ripple effect of kindness, happiness, and unity. As this pandemic subsides and we emerge from this masked period of history, I hope that it unveils a world of smiles and that the only contagious thing we continue to spread is a smile. Who's on board with me to make more waves of change?